Welcome back to another episode of Bishop Carroll TV. I'm Jake Campbell.
And I'm Blake Freeman.
And this week we have a special school crossover with our sister establishment, Capon Mount Carmel.
Kayla Teeter and Claire Gunner acted as tour guides to our Capon visitors.
But it doesn't end there. We sent Matthew, Kelly, and Cameron Villa to see what's cooking at Capon. Let's take a look.
As many of you may know, Cam and I had the privilege of going over to Capon to see how the other half lives. Now today I'll be representing Capon, and Cam will be representing Carroll.
In order to compare the differences between these two high schools, we took a look at 6 main categories. Block scheduling, while maybe more preferred by teachers, gave the day a slow pace. I found it very hard to pay attention for the full 90 minutes. However, the longer classes gave students more time to do their homework, even though not all the students took advantage of the extra time. So in my opinion, that's a point for Carroll.
Ely has done a great job with Carroll lunches. He offers a great variety of food for breakfast and lunch, but Capon has fewer students to feed, and their lunch line is increasingly smoother. They also have circular tables, which are a lot nicer than hour-long picnic tables. So based off of speed and space, Capon wins.
Here at Carroll, students are much more involved. Capon's switch to the new community system was influenced by a lack of student participation. This switch was met with a negative response from many students. The community members I spoke to were surprised at Carroll's positive attitude and acceptance of our new system. So congratulations, BC. That's another point for us from the students.
I don't really need to explain this one. We all know Capon beats Carroll with the amount of windows each school has. I mean, Carroll has 20, Capon has 200. Point Capon.
In order to keep the students on task, the teachers at Capon took on a more strict approach, making me feel as if Carroll's teachers might be more approachable and making their relationship more personal. So congratulations, BC teachers, you earned us that point.
When I first walked into Capon, I got this museum vibe. Father Capon's possessions were everywhere. His alb, daily missal, the POW-made crucifix. It was pretty much a museum to Father Capon. All of the history and pride of that history earns Capon the point. Cam, that leaves the score in a 3-3 tie. What are we going to do?
I guess we'll have to add our tiebreaker category, pride. And if there's one person that embodies school pride more than anyone else, it's our very own Matthew Dugan.
I can't argue with that, Cam. Carroll takes the win.
Thank you all for watching. We truly enjoyed going to Capon Mount Carmel. We'll see you next time. Back to you.
Thanks, Matt and Cam. Boy, am I glad I go to Bishop Carroll.
Next week on Tuesday, we have a special community day for the senior faculty basketball game.
And that following Wednesday is both Valentine's Day and Ash Wednesday. Now don't forget to bring your flowers.
Speaking of which, we have our very own Curtis Light asking students who their Valentine is.
Okay, if you could have one celebrity be your Valentine, who would it be?
Cara Delevingne.
Zach, do you have a Valentine?
Yes.
Who?
Shania Twain.
I have a question for you. Describe your ideal Valentine's Day date.
Petland for sure.
If you could have one celebrity be your Valentine, who would it be?
Zac Efron.
Describe your ideal Valentine's Day date.
That's easy. Gambino's Pizza, right after Mass.
If you can have one celebrity be your crush, who would it be?
Definitely Betty White.
I would agree. If you could have one celebrity be your Valentine, who would it be?
Ryan Reynolds.
What are your plans for Valentine's Day?
Well, I wanted to go to Kobe's, but since it's Ash Wednesday and we can't eat meat, and I wanted steak, so yeah.
Would you like to be on BCTV? Not really.
Hey, that was some hard-hitting news reporting there, Curtis.
Could not have said it better myself, Blake. Now 2018 will be the first year at Carroll for the new Yellow Ribbon Week in support of mental health awareness and suicide prevention.
The week starts on February 20th and continues through the 23rd. On Tuesday, yellow ribbons will be tied onto the cars in the parking lot.
And on Wednesday, students will be allowed to wear yellow shirts and jeans, and we will have a special speaker, Mark Potters, during an all-school mass period to talk about mental health.
On Thursday, cards will be passed out during house time, including the theme for the week, scripture quote, saint of the week, and the hotline numbers for those in need.
And on Friday, we will have a school-wide balloon release to symbolize releasing our insecurities and offering our prayers.
Now we have John Suffield with the sports.
Sports. We're going to start off this sports recap with wrestling. So, wrestling placed first as a team at the Garden Plain Invitational. Colton Enns, Matt Gottschalk, Ryan Murphy, Brady Bockover, and Aaron Arredondo all won in their weight class. They will compete in the City League tournament tomorrow at North. Now, let's go to bowling. Boys bowling placed third at the Great Plains Invitational. Girls placed in the top 20 among the best teams in Kansas. The City League meet will be on February 17th. Now let's go to the lanes for swimming. Boys swim team record is 4-5. Ethan Corey and Logan Carter received second team All-City honors, while Matt Harding and Rory Smith received first team honors at City League last week. Rory Smith also broke the school record for the 100-meter breaststroke. Good job, Rory. Now we'll go to the hoops, shoots, and alley-oops for boys basketball. The boys basketball has won 10 of their last 11 games and has an overall record of 12-5, while girls' record is 12-4. Both teams play here tonight against South. And finally, congratulations to all our athletes who signed to play in college this week. We wish you the best of luck in the future. And that's all for sports, and let's get back to the news.
Thanks, guys. Great job as always.
Now, for many students at Bishop Carroll, lunch can be a bit less than fulfilling. Oftentimes, food may run out, the tables are too crowded, and the food announced is not always the food served.
We sent Kayla Teeter to investigate and food for thought.
And afterwards, we have Patrick Cook and Jacob Carlo with their own spin on the announcements.
If students were to rank their top 3 lunches, third lunch would be, well, in third place. Over the past year, students have had many complaints about what's going on in third lunch. But do they really know what's going on? BCTV is proud to announce that we're going to get down to the bottom of this dilemma. To understand where the students are coming from, we need to hear their opinions firsthand. So Kenna, how do you feel about third lunch?
It's not that great because the lunches are always different from first and second.
What's your opinion on third lunch?
All the good food is taken and the rest of it's cold.
I really like it because we get to go to it a little bit early thanks to PE, and a bunch of my friends are in it.
It had a tendency to run out of food, so it would leave me hungry.
Now that we have the students' and parents' perspectives, we're going to go ask Ely and see what he actually has to say. Okay, Ely, so what's the inside scoop on third lunch?
The third lunch is always an issue, and the reason why is I don't think we have enough time to feed everybody at the same time. I have suggested to the school at one point to go to 4 lunches, then 3. That would make more time available for kids to eat. And they said they'll take it under consideration and they'll let me know on the decision. But that has to start at the beginning of the school year because they have to change some times and all that. So I'm hoping in the future things will be much easier.
Well, what can we do as students to make it easier on you and the lunch ladies?
As students, just bear with us sometimes. Towards the end of third lunch, we will have some food be cooking. I don't want people to think that we're here to feed certain amount. We're here to try to make everybody happy.
Well, next time that you guys see Ely or the lunch ladies, make sure to shake his hand or say thank you to them because they do an amazing job here, really. Thank you, Ely.
Thank you.
We'll see you during third lunch. So now that we know there's a lot more going on in third lunch than we assumed, the students' complaints are out of the staff's hands. They can't control everything. We can now be more appreciative of the staff that we have and how they feed us every single day.
Welcome to the BCTV Jazz Channel. I'm your host, Jacob Carlo.
And I'm Patrick Cook. Today, Friday, January 9th, is a green extended schedule.
Lunch today is hot with some of Ely's famous pizza.
Hey Spanish Club, we got a meeting next Wednesday, February 14th at 3:30.
There's a Good Shepherd Guild meeting on February 14th from 7:20 to 7:50 in room 503.
Eagle Cup basketball next Friday, February 16th.
A big thank you to everyone who participated in both blood drives, which added up to a total of 429 lives saved.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all next time. This is Patrick Cook, signing out.